Good evening, Facebook. Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday. It is 8:30, and this evening is live number 6. So, welcome. Thank you for joining me for week 6 of my lives. For those of you that have been joining me, you'll know that I've been going live on a Tuesday, 8:30, sharing random bits of knowledge, information, interviewing people. And tonight I had a plan of what I was going to go live and share with you, but I've completely changed my life based on my own motivation and thoughts today, if you like. So I thought I would jump on. You can see from the title it says, are you lacking motivation to exercise? And the reason I wanted to share this tonight is because I'm going to share some of my top tips when it comes to motivation. And this isn't just about running, before anybody logs off and think I'm not interested in running. This is just motivation in general to exercise. And the reason why I'm going to share with you is because today, on a Tuesday, I have the day with my little girl. I have the day with Skylar. And pre-lockdown, I used to love our day together. We'd go swimming lessons, we'd go for something to eat. It was just a really nice day. A year later of no swimming, not really anywhere to go. The poor kid is bored of the park now. There is not much going on. You know, we struggle, and any other mums and dads on here, you'll all agree, you know, there's nothing for them to do, is there? So today has been testing, to say the least. I'm not even going to say I've got a three-nager, because she's not even 3 yet. Skylar's not 3 till the end of next month, but I think somebody swapped my child at dinner time today. It's the only way to describe her. She was really hard work, and we were playing in the garden because the weather was nice, but you know, you just have one of them days where you feel drained. Everything was no. And she zapped the energy out of me. And I had in my head, because obviously I have the day with Skylar, when Alex comes home from work, I will go for a run on the Tuesday evening. And I already find it really hard, motivation-wise, to get up and go out later on. I prefer to get it done in the morning before I have time to even think about it. Does anybody else agree? They'd rather exercise in the morning before the brain even knows what's going on. So it's already, in my opinion, a little bit harder to train later on, especially when you've had the toll of the day, shall we say. And it got to, I can't remember what time it was now, maybe 4 o'clock. And I knew Alex would be on his way home soon. And tell me I am not the only parent that does this. We spoke on the phone. I was like, what time will we be home? What time we'd be home? And we were sat in the front garden because the weather has been nice today, so I hope everybody has enjoyed the weather and got out there today. And I sat at the front and I was waiting for him to pull up. Tell me, does anybody else do this with the partner? I was speaking to my neighbour, I told her before, I was like, I'm just waiting for Alex to get home, I just need a second. She's like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. And as he pulled up outside, I thought, this is what the grandparents must feel when they see me pull up outside. They see my car pull up, and it must just be that relief. That was one of the days today. So this is what obviously changed my thought for my live this evening, because I was zapped. I did a little Insta story and Facebook story. I was like, shall I go for a run later? The weather's really nice. And in my head, I was thinking of excuses. Is it too hot? Is there... Maisie 7 days a week. I love that. I was thinking, is it too hot to run? Am I too tired? I've not had enough to eat today. I mean, Skylar's ate well today, but I've not really looked after myself. Everything was going on in my head. Everything. I was putting myself off from running, and my mum's put, oh yes. So, Mum, I know how you feel now when I pull up outside, and you must think, oh, thank the Lord, she's back. But anyway, so I was thinking of everything in my head, and then I thought, you know what? No. I even sat in the kitchen debating it with Alex. Shall I go? Shall I not? Shall I go for a run? Shall I not? And in the end, I thought, no, you remember how you feel when you've exercised. And I know 110% if I hadn't have gone out, and I didn't do a long run tonight, and it doesn't matter what your exercise will be, and I'll touch on that in a second. It might be walking, it might be just some HIIT training in the garden, it might be just walking around the block, it might be getting on the bike, it might be anything. Totally anything. And I knew that if I didn't go for a run, that mood just wouldn't have shifted, and I was just pecking Alex's head, and he probably was just thinking, just get your trainers on and go, and I know that it would have affected the rest of my evening 100%. So in the end, I got ready, it was an effort, and I went. And not even 2 minutes into my run, I was thinking, I am so glad I have run. And don't get me wrong, like where I live, there's no easy runs, there's no flat runs. Anybody who lives near me or runs near me will be like nodding now. So it's not a case of just go out and do a nice easy run. That isn't the case, you know. So as I'm running uphill, I was thinking, I am glad I have got out. And automatically, like straight away, I felt so much better. And as I was running, like I say, I did a shorter loop, I got back and it was just like this instant, something had been lifted off my shoulders. I just felt better. I went back into the house, I had a better attitude, I had a shower, I've made my tea, I've been productive with my work this evening. And I know that wouldn't have been the case had I have not gone out and exercised. So are you one of those people that lacks motivation? And is there a factor that, you know, you think, well, what is it that makes you lack that motivation, if you like? Because I'm going to share some top tips with you, but I always say to people, you know, have you ever been in a position like I was today, where I did go, so where you're like, I'm not going for that walk, I am not going for that run, I'm not getting on the bike, I'm not going to say swim because I know the gym's not open at the moment, but whatever you can do, you know, have you ever done that and not trained, not done the exercise? We've all been there, so everybody should be putting their hands up now. And then, have you been in a position where you've not felt the love for it, you've not been motivated, you've dragged yourself, like me before, tying my trainers outside, just feeling like it was an effort and then going out? We've all been there. Now, has anybody ever gone out feeling like that, lacked the motivation, gone out, done the exercise, or stayed home, done the exercise, whatever it may be, and at the end regretted it? Or at the end said they felt worse than when they started? Now, I'm going to put it out there and say nobody will tell me that they felt worse after exercising than they did before, before they obviously went. Everybody comes back, and says, I feel so much better for going out. You know, I feel like the weight's been lifted. I feel like I've got loads of energy. And I'm not saying because the exercise is easy, because like I say, no run near me is easy, no exercise is easy. You know, you're always pushing yourself out your boundaries and pushing your limits. But everybody will say they feel better for doing the exercise. So you've got to think, like, why are you lacking motivation? Helen, I've been debating going for a run for about 10 years. I love it, Helen. And Helen is the neighbour that I was saying before. I'm just waiting for Alex to get home. Just waiting for him to get home. Shall I run? Shall I not? Paul made me do 10 miles last week. I was crying. My legs were so sore for 3 days. But Maisie, apart from the pain, did you feel proud that you'd gone into 10 miles? Is some going? Honestly, that's like really far, Maisie. Like, so well done you. But did you feel like accomplished after? Did you feel like you've achieved something after? And like really proud of yourself after, even though you were like aching? Because lots of exercise obviously comes with the aches, the pains, but you do feel that achievement after. So I thought I would jump on because I thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to share some top tips for helping you get motivated. And the first one, again, doesn't matter what you are doing, is exercise wise, have a goal. This is so important, because otherwise, if you haven't got a goal, you haven't got something to focus on. And I know that Maisie's focusing on, she's getting married this year, aren't you, Maisie? So I know that's her goal. That's why she is obviously working on her fitness. Chrissy'd rather power walk. Lots of people would rather power walk. Chrissy, so good for you. And my mum goes out walking a lot as well. She does power walking. So good for the body. Just get the body moving, get the blood flowing, get yourself out there, especially today when I ran. And I know I'm like going off on a tangent here. The amount of people that I ran past who were running, walking the dog, power walking. And you know what? This happened this time last year when the weather was really nice. I've never seen so many people out. And I went live and said, I hope that people continue. And then as the weather got darker, colder, snowier, miserable, it was like a ghost town again. Everybody disappeared. Yet, yes, the sun and the nice weather plays a massive factor in making you feel better and releasing happy hormones when you're exercising, and you just feel so much more alive when the weather is nicer. I get that. But exercise still has the same benefits on the body, whether it's hot or cold. You know, and that's a totally other live. That's a total new live that I've just thought of that I can share another day, because I can bore you to death with exercise and the benefits and how it affects the body and hormones, because obviously that's my thing and that is what I love. But we'll save that, we'll park that for another day. So You know, have a goal, have something in place and track it. Because there's no point in just winging life. There's no point in just winging your exercise. There's no point in just being hit and miss. Going for a walk one day and then not walking for 4 weeks. What's the point? You know, going for a run one day and then being that non-consistent person, because you've got to be consistent with what you're doing. And if you have got a goal, whether that be, did a couple of weeks ago, I did a live about running. There must have been 10, 12 people messaged me after saying, I've downloaded that Couch to 5K app. You've really inspired me to get out and do something. And I've started off by walking and I was like, that is what I wanted. I am so pleased. Have a goal, track it, monitor it. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. It might be walking a certain distance. It might be traveling a certain distance, whether it walk, cycle, run, swim. It might be then looking at the time, your pace, your fitness, monitoring, you know, if you wear watches like I do, your heart rate, anything like that. Have a goal, track it so you can watch your progress, break your goal down. So, and this is like the PT tutor in me now coming out, like be specific with your goal. So don't just have a random goal, throw it up in the air and hoping that it'll all come back down and piece itself together. So have a specific goal, you know, understand how you're going to monitor it, have, you know, if you've got apps, if you've got different tracking systems, there's everything now, isn't there, on smartphones. You know, understand how you can then keep on top of it and monitor yourself. It's true, I'm everything you always say, makes so much sense. Oh, thanks, Maisie. My second tip would be focus on you. Nobody else, just you. Because it is you that needs to get you motivated. It is you that needs to stay focused on your goal. It is you that needs to be accountable. Nobody else, you know. So when I pop a selfie on social media that I've been for a run, I don't do it for people to like it. I don't do it for people to annoy people. You know, I do it because I'm accountable. Because I tell you what, when I stop posting selfies of me after a run, people will message me and be like, are you not running anymore? You know, so, and I think like it's an accountability, like been for a run. And I've joked in the past and people joke saying, did you even train if you didn't take the selfie? Did you even train if you didn't tag yourself in at the gym? But you know what? Tag yourself in when the gyms reopen on the 12th of April. You know, well, actually, some are already open, aren't they, if you're lucky enough to be training somewhere outside. And this really made me smile yesterday because a few of my friends are personal trainers at a CrossFit gym near me, OL1. And I saw on the stories they were outside. There were so many of them as well, all safely, social distanced, all training. And it really did make me smile. I'm like, yeah, everybody is getting back to it, which I absolutely love. So if you're already outside, amazing. If you're counting down the days, 12th of April, tag yourself in, let people know where you are, but do it for you. Do it for you. Be accountable to you. And if you feel that you can't trust yourself, that you will stay focused and stay motivated for yourself, you know, if you want to message me. And there's a girl on here, lady that I went to primary school with, so we've known each other 30 odd years. She messaged me on the back of one of my lives and said, you know, I'm going to tell you, but only you, what my plan is. And I was like, well, you can be accountable to me then. I don't care if you know, want to message me every day and tell me what you've done, or message me and say, I am lacking motivation today, give me a kick up the bum. Tell me something that, you know, because that's what, you know, we're all here to help each other. So be accountable and do it for you. Your goals, your focus, you know, what it is that you want to achieve. Don't be sidetracked by other people. Don't let anybody else get in your way, because that is what drags most people down. They let other people's views, opinions, advice get in the way of their own goals. And that's not just in fitness, that is in life. And I'm sure you will all agree with me. Like, just be focused on you. And my third tip would be no excuses. Don't make any excuses. I've heard all the excuses for everything. I've made up some cracking excuses myself. Like today, like I've already said, I was thinking, is it too hot? You know, have I eaten well enough to run? I was like questioning myself in my head, knowing full well I can go out and, you know, do a short run and get round because of, you know, running's my thing, you know. So I knew I could do it, but I'm like, can I do this? What have you eaten today? And you did have pancakes this morning with Nutella spread on like that, well, Kinder Bueno spread, if you saw my stories. You've not really eaten since then. Have you drank enough water? It's 19 degrees out there, probably going to be dehydrated. Excuse. That's all I was thinking. Get rid of the excuses. Have no excuses, and have a backup plan as well. And I'm probably going to contradict myself a little bit here, but I am the most organised person. I have my diary, I organise my whole life, so I am busy. I am a busy person, so I run my own business, as lots of you know. I run it around Alex being very, very busy with work. He works full time. We've got Skylar that's nearly 3. She only does a couple of days in nursery, so we both work around her. I am tutoring as well. I'm tutoring at college, helping people become personal trainers. I am busy, but we have all got 24 hours a day. When people say, I wish I had as much time as you, well, we've both got the same day. We've both got 24 hours. It's what you make of the time, and I always like to bring my time together. And, it's things like I'll say, I like to listen to podcasts for self-development, but I haven't got time to listen to a podcast and then go for a run. What do? I'll go for a run whilst listening to a podcast, accumulate bring my time together. So think about that. No excuses. Have a backup plan. So this is where I was saying I was going to contradict myself a little bit, because I am organised and I have to put in my diary, this is what I'm doing at this time, this is what I'm doing at this time, this is what I do, because otherwise I lose track, I lose focus, I go off on one, and my day just ends up, like I've said, throw it up in the air and hope that it'll all come down and stack up well. So have a backup plan in the respect that today I could do, I'd put in, I'll go for a run, maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock, get it done, and then I'll have tea, have a shower, do some work. If I stuck to that religiously today, I wouldn't have gone for a run. Wouldn't have gone, because Alex was home later, things cropped up. So I had a bit of a backup plan. I knew that I could go a little bit later, and I could move things back. So I always have that backup plan. If it be that you plan to go for a walk, and I'm going to say it rains, but I've got no excuses. Get out in the rain, but you really, really, really don't want to go out in the rain, have a backup plan. What exercise can you do in the house if it rains? And let's be honest, the weather's been lovely today, so people have got out today. It's going to be the same again tomorrow. I believe it's going to be nice Thursday, Friday. And I'm sorry to break this to you, but if you haven't seen the weather for next week, we got snow coming. It depends where you are. I know there's people on here all over the world. My friend in Australia is logged in, so I'm guessing you won't have snow. We got snow next week. So will you be that person that's saying, my excuse next week, you've already created your excuse. I'm going to run a little bit extra this week. I'm going to walk a little bit extra this week because next week I'm going to snow. I won't be doing anything next week. Have you already made your excuses? Because, years ago I wouldn't run in the snow. I was like, I can't run in the snow, get injured. Now, I've had that much experience of snow where I live. There was no option, there was no choice. So, let me just check this. I think there's a few people that have commented away. Let me just check. Chrissy, had my bike trainer in the garden for an hour today on road, doing my upper body with kettlebells at the same time. Look at that. Chrissy has smashed it today. And Chrissy, I bet you are feeling amazing. So, you've exercised, you've been out in the garden, you've had sunshine, you've had fresh air. How amazing is that? I love that. So motivated to eat chocolate. I'm doing really well. Well done, Liz. She is. And then this morning we've had pancakes as well. I love it. And you know what? People will be lacking motivation because they're out of sync, they're out of routine. This lockdown has been over a year now. Life hasn't been consistent. We've not known whether we're coming or going. We've not known which route to take, where we're going, what we're doing. And I'm an optimistic person, and I always see the positive sides of everything. And I'm not getting my hopes up with restrictions lifting and lockdown because I'm just taking each day as it comes. I am not planning ahead like I normally would because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to think things are going to happen when they're not. You can only deal with the here and now, and that is what we are focusing on. I've got really good at lifting wine glasses. I think everybody has. Everybody has had great bicep workouts, haven't they? Lifting those big glasses of gin and wine. Lisa's done a skip today though. So we're evening it out, aren't we, hey? So remember my top tips. Have a goal, track it. I've got to prep for an exam. Your fault. I trained hard tonight though, even though I felt tired. So again, no excuses. Andy is working. He is preparing for a tough anatomy exam as well. And he is still trained. No excuses. I love it. So remember my top tips. Have a goal and track it. get that ready, get that goal planned out. If you haven't already, have a think. If you're struggling with goals, drop me a message and I will help you do some goal setting for yourself. Focus on you, be accountable to you, forget everybody else, just focus on you. Third, no excuses, and have that backup plan. So thank you for logging in for my week 6 Tuesday live. I hope that has helped. I hope that has inspired a few of you to get motivated and get some goals set for yourself. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the week. Make the most of this lovely weather, because if you didn't hear me 5 minutes ago, we got snow next week. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Take care. See you soon.